evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the official start of our meeting, I believe. Yes? No? Maybe so?
Yes.
It is so wonderful to see everyone here with this interesting weather that we're having in all parts of the country. We know that you have a choice of where you can be on Thursday evenings, on this Thursday evening, but you chose to be here. So we know you're motivated. We know your heart is in the right place, and we are all geared here for the wonderful information that's coming to us tonight. You know that I am definitely a product of the products that we are going to talk about this evening. I am definitely a student every time that we gather here together because we know not only is it great nutritional information that's coming our way, but we know that the personal development, that the motivation, the inspiration, the knowledge that that we gain when we get together is amazing. You know, when the stress hits you and you pop a tranquility, amen. And you're not buzzing, and even if it's the middle of the day, and you've had just one of those days and you come home and you just need to woozah and nothing else because you have other things to do, then you know. And that is has been my experience. When you haven't slept too many hours in the evening because there's no hot water in the house because the hot water pipe had to happen to have a leak and you didn't sleep a lot, that vitality is definitely your best friend. So, without further ado, I'd like to pass it on to our incomparable, um, unmatchable. She is incredible. La Señora Kim La. And Kim is going to talk to us about all this wonderful information. This is the ultimate founders training where we are going to be able to give you some nuggets of knowledge. I am Lena Spalding Ramsey. Yes, I went to Instituto Justo Semena, and yes, that is not located within this 50 contiguous states. This is from Panama. Studied the Bachelor of Arts at La Salle University in Philly once I arrived on this wonderful place. Studied special education. I am a special education teacher, 30 plus years of that. I studied my master's in bilingual special education at Florida International University, a specialization in autism and in bilingual services to students. So please, I am honored to be here and honored to welcome you guys. Um, yes, tonight we have, as you can see, before picture, because if you can scour that name, she is actually here. A satisfied customer? Absolutely. This is Dr. Jana Spalding, a graduate from Vassar University, a graduate of Stanford University Medical School. Now, you know that's a lot of accolades, but most importantly, she is a proud parent. In addition to that, I'd just like to add a little bitty thing, and that is that she is lucky to be my sister. Dr.
Oh,
Jana?
oh, well, excuse you.
You are excused.
We are lucky to have each other. The dynamic duo, the Spalding sisters. Can we go back to that previous slide? It's Throwback Thursday. Remember when everybody had Throwback Tuesday and Throwback Thursday? Well, we threw it way back to 2012. That is yours truly. That's who I was and all the extra load I was carrying back then. Okay, can we move on to the next slide? We're going to come to the present in just a moment, but A significant part of what allowed my journey to go from what you just saw to what you see today has to do with a lot of effort, a lot of study and learning, and some major, major lifestyle changes. You're looking at somebody who used to be a couch potato. I wasn't always watching TV. I love to read and I love to study, but I wasn't moving. I was sedentary. I had a horrific diet because I was so busy I didn't have time to cook, but somehow I always had time to drive through the Kings and the Macs and all the others that weren't really doing me too much good. So I started working out, exercising, lost some weight. And then in April of last year, these products came into my life. Um, People who know me tell me that I'm not the same as I was in April. And I know I'm not the same. And the reason I'm not the same is because of these products. Ambrosia, absolutely amazing ambrosia, anti-inflammatory, antioxidants. We've already talked about ambrosia on this call and we're familiar with some of the ingredients, but I wanted to just highlight two of the ingredients that we have not spent a lot of time on. Um, Cardamom. For those of you who are Bible scholars, you might recognize it because it's actually mentioned in the Old Testament. But cardamom is a spice that aids in digestion, and it is also a natural diuretic. It's one of those 53 herbs and spices that we have in ambrosia. Um, Brahmi. Brahmi enhances cognitive function. So when we take the ambrosia, which is delicious and makes us feel good all over, it also increases the function of our brain. I mean, you just can't go wrong with this stuff. And the last one I wanted to mention was Tulsi. Some of you may have heard of this. Tulsi is now available in teas and in capsules, and there are different varieties of it. Well, Tulsi boosts immunity, which we all need. Um, and it is also a calming, relaxing, anti-stress ingredient. We would need a calendar year to go through all the spices in ambrosia because there's 53 of them. Actually, we need, if we did them once a week, we need some extra weeks. We need some years with extra weeks. But I just wanted to mention those three today, Tulsi, cardamom, and Brahmi. And there's so many more. Um, but in addition to the ambrosia, there's another product. And this is the one that I'm going to be talking a little bit more about today. We all have heard of probiotics. We know how many pounds of bacteria we carry around, and we want them to be good bacteria, beneficial bacteria. And the probiotics help us with that. Um, Probiotics are now still, they are still on special, people. If you order one, and you use the code gut health, all in caps, you will get the second one at half price off. We went through a little bit of time there where there was so much demand for probiotics that they were out of stock. I don't ever want to have to go through that again. I don't ever want to be without my probiotics. So I actually put in an order of two, and I just could have slapped myself upside the head. Why would I only order two? That just didn't make any sense. So I ordered another two. Now I have four, and then in another couple of weeks, I'll order some more because I don't want to run out of probiotics anymore. But speaking of probiotics, probiotics impact our gut, right? That's what we know. We need probiotics for healthy gut. Well, a healthy gut gives us much more than just a healthy gut. A healthy gut helps our immune system. Did you know that there are more immune mediating cells in our gut than anywhere else in our body? A healthy gut also helps our mood, our mental state, and our ability to think clearly because there's a direct connection between the brain and the gut. We actually have nerve cells in our stomach and our intestine. And if we don't have a healthy gut, we're not going to have a healthy brain. So this is just so, so, so important. Um, and then the other point I wanted to make before going into the wellness tips is that we always talk about exercise and how important it is. We don't talk as much about relaxation and how important it is, but it is really important. Believe it or not, the more relaxed you are, the more energy you'll have in your life. But I want to highlight something else, and it's called rest. So I read somewhere where someone said that it would be good if we scheduled our rest just like we schedule other activities in our lives, because the body needs some downtime in order to recharge. And most of us don't get enough rest. And it's good to get rest. It's good to get rest for our bodies, but guess what? Our gut needs a little bit of rest too. So, what does the gut do? What's the activity that our gut engages in? Anybody? Anybody?
Digestion, brain, gut health. It crosses the brain barrier.
So if you were going to rest your gut, if you were going to give your gut a little break, a time to rejuvenate, what would you want to do that?
Fast.
Who said that? Who said that? Gold star? Gold star.
Kim did fasting.
Fasting is how, no, I thought it was someone else. Was that you, Miss Mary? Oh,
Nina.
whoever it was, thank
It
you.
was Naima.
Okay, way to go, sis. I'm telling you, we're the dynamic duo. If we want to rest our gut, we want to stop feeding it food for a minute so it can chill. Fasting actually gives our gut a break, and it needs a break sometimes. Now, actually, if we follow the usual rhythm of people's lives and we eat in the evening and we don't eat again until the morning meal is called breakfast because you're breaking your fast.
Breaking the fast.
Now, in many of our lives, we don't follow that rhythm. There are people who work all night and have to eat while they're working, but we can make a decision to rest our gut by fasting. And there are so many reasons to fast. I'm talking about resting gives the gut an opportunity to recharge, to detoxify, but there are spiritual reasons for fasting, and sometimes just disciplinary reasons for fasting, where you want to make sure that you tell your body who's in charge as opposed to your body telling you what to do. But let's go to Dr. Jana's weekly wellness tips. Pen and paper, everybody. So the wellness tips today have to do with resting our gut. Number one, does everybody have their pen or their devices? Okay. Number one is rest by fasting. Rest by fasting. Okay. Number two is regular motion. So if you were to be able to not just have an x-ray, but an x-ray video of the gut, it would be moving. It would be just kind of doing this smooth flowing movement we call peristalsis, like the motion of the ocean, right? We want that to always be what our gut is doing. We want it to be moving, but we want it to move in a flow, in a smooth way. And the way to promote regular motion is with exercise and probiotics. So number one, we have rest. Number two, we have regular motion. Number three is relaxation. Remember I said there were nerves in nerve cells in the gut? So when our bodies are relaxed, when our brain waves are steady, and we move into calmer and calmer states, that relaxes our gut too and leads to gut health. So, did you know that whenever you meditate or pray or sit still or enter a calm state of being, whenever you are mindful and are still in the present, that is beneficial to your gut. Weekly wellness tips for week number 5 of the month of January: rest, regular motion, and relaxation. Good for the gut, good for the body. And that's it for today. Tune in.
So much, Dr. Jana. I hope you guys notice this is her after photo. Isn't this amazing? My goodness. See, when we have good gut health, then our body is able to eliminate the things it needs to eliminate, and we're able to function in a healthy way. Thank you so much, Dr. Jana.
So,
My name is Kim Law.
Doctor, this is Rajesh. I just had a quick question from a gut health standpoint. When you do when you break the fast, and a lot of people do the intermittent fasting and such. Obviously, your body, your kind of recognizes that they're in a kind of a fasting mode. And is it important that when you break the fast, you break the fast the right way so that you don't get unnecessary spikes in your insulin or sugar levels? That's my question first off. And then do you think having, let's say, a glucose limb before you break the fast, let's say half an hour before you break the fast, might be a lot more effective in keeping that in check throughout the day?
I love questions like this, Rajiv, because the answer was already in the question. It is extremely important that we pay attention to the way we break a fast. Even if your fast has just been overnight, think about what you've been doing. You've been resting your gut. And so be kind to your gut. Would you like to wake up in the morning with somebody hammering on you, or with some loud noise like the door, someone's breaking in the door? We don't want to start off that way. Well, your gut's been sleeping. It's been resting. So be gentle when you wake it up. We don't want to start the day with 3 alarm fire, hot jerk chicken after a fast. We don't want to start with a heavy meal like
Full of, full of
steak,
sugar.
potatoes. Um, well, I'm getting to the sugar, but what I'm saying is just be gentle to your gut. Maybe some warm water with lemon first, or maybe tea first. If you're an inveterate coffee drinker and coffee on an empty stomach doesn't bother you, then maybe that. But let's talk about the sugar. You've been fasting, so your body actually has to produce insulin to keep your blood sugar levels. And you don't want to take in frosted flakes, say, or one of those Starbucks drinks that has 1,000,000 grams of sugar. It has like 3 days worth of sugar in one drink. No, you don't.
And that's where a glucose slim comes in, right?
That's where the glucose slim comes in. It regulates it so that now that your body's moving from that fasted state to a state where it's going to have to handle glucose, it'll do it on a.
Even keel.
Yes, thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Rajiv. There's a lot about fasting that's available out there. We don't have the time to go into it. Just when I was looking at the material and I saw that, I thought, I never thought of it that way. I always thought of fasting as a way to lose weight, or fasting as a spiritual discipline. But it was only in preparing for this that I realized that it's actually an opportunity to give your gut a rest. And all of us need from time to time.
Thank you, Dr. Jana. And thank you, Brigitte, for sharing with us that informative question, because it's so important. My name is Kim Law. I've been blessed to use the wonderful products that we're here sharing with you today, the Nutriveda collection, for close to 6 years. What I'd like to do is share with you some really cool, amazing people that we have on board. Miss Mary Collier and Miss Elaine Short. They have stepped out of the box. And of course, so far, there are champions for January, folks. January's not over yet. You have an opportunity to be a part of the January champions. All you have to do is type in your perfect day, your why you do what you do, and what is it that is your goals for the year. Setting down your goals, January through December. Send them in an email to Bob Law at 2001 at Yahoo, and you have an opportunity to be one of January's champions. Now, we're going to talk about our Nutriveda collections. This is so exciting. I want to start with the water collections because, you know, so often people don't realize the importance of water. We know we have to have water, but we really don't go into a deep dive a lot of times in realizing people are like, oh, well, it's bottled water. Well, bottled water has a lot of chemicals and impurities in it. And it's really important that what you put in your body is something that is helpful and healthy. And not all water is created equal. So what's magnificent about our products is like our system, the water filter that's within it actually gets rid of all the PFOAs, the iodine, radiation, chemicals, amoebas, just all the yuck that you really don't want in your system. And what's incredible is that our water pitcher does 250 gallons of water. Pitchers like this that you would get at a box store, those filtration systems, first of all, don't get rid of the PFOAs, the radiation, and the iodine, just basic hard chemical, not chemicals, but just junk that's in the water. However, ours, those only do about 35 gallons. Ours does 250. And our water bottle will filter 150 gallons, and our straw does 50. So here you go, folks. You can take the straw, give it to your grandchildren, yourself, when you're going on walks or hikes and going to the gym, and you get a bottle of water. Now you know that you're getting good filtered water, something that's healthy for you. Next, I want to talk about our patches. Our collection of patches are absolutely bar none. There's nothing else on the market like them. They're incredible. So K-tape is actually a product that's been known for years to get rid of inflammatory responses. Usually you put it on your shoulder or the areas that tend to get inflamed when you're working out, or maybe you've had an injury from an accident or something. They use K-tape and it stays on for about a week to help create lowering of an inflammatory response. What Nutriveda has done is they infused it with a CBD isolate along with some lidocaine. So now, not only does it get rid of the initial pain that you might be feeling, but also it's continued relief from inflammatory responses. They have two different patches. They have one that has lidocaine and one that's just the CBD isolate. Because it's nanoparticulates, they're so small that they absorb quickly and readily systemically throughout the body. So you can literally take the patch, if your back's bothering you, put it on your shoulder, and within about 15 minutes, you're good to go. It doesn't matter where you put it, but it does work better if you put it on adipose. And if you don't know what adipose is, it's the fat that you don't want. So just put it in an area so it absorbs quicker. Now, I'm going to share with you some really exciting things about our Nutriveda collection. I have so many testimonies on all the different products. The defense, boy, it just saved my hoopa the last week. I got so sick because I was around somebody and I realized I hadn't been taking my daily defense, and I started taking it and it knocked that joker out of the park. Now, we're in flu season, and what's the best thing to do? Keep our immune system strong so that when we're around people who do get sick, that we're able to stay strong and healthy. Now, another product that we got that goes in combination with that is our Ambrosia. Ambrosia has actually been around for thousands of years, but in a different formula. It was like a peanut butter consistency. Our product was formulated into a gummy, which is actually more like a fruit leather. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. You can take one of these little gummies and it's like a drop of delicious. You just suck on it, let it dissolve, or you can chew it. Whenever you have a sore throat or anything like that, you can just let it dissolve and it literally gets rid of the dry throat and all that. It's magnificent. Our next product is one of the flagship products that the company came out with. It's called Tranquility. Tranquility actually works on neurological responses. So it helps with anxiety, PTSD, stress, sleep disorders, but it doesn't put you to sleep if you take it during the day. So when you take it at night before you go to bed, you're not going to wake up blowing bubbles because your brain's all foggy. That's absolutely the opposite of what this does. It gives you clarity and it's magnificent. Now, one of the things I found about Tranquility is that if you have like a sharp electrical pain, this is your go-to. But we have another product called Relief that works on inflammatory responses and pain. And that's the one that gives you like the throbbing stuff that goes on. So if you have any kind of inflammatory issues, this is your go-to. Relief is absolutely magnificent. I actually had an inflammatory response to a prescribed medication, excuse me, that literally caused bilateral acute angle closure glaucoma with Glaucon-Flecken. And no, I'm not cussing, but I literally went blind. I was blind for 16 years. I had a guide dog, white cane, red tip, the whole kit and caboodle. I started taking this product to help me with the herniated discs that I had in my neck and back. And as a side blessing, it took the scar tissue off my eyes. Now, I'm not saying it's going to do that for you, but I can tell you with the amount that I took, which was way above what they suggested, because it's a nutraceutical, it's just basically food in a capsule. I felt comfortable doing that for myself. So you would want to, follow your gut feeling in your doctor's conversation. Now, she did talk about the probiotics, and what's really incredible about our product is the fact that it also has a prebiotic in it. So now you don't have to go buy another bottle to get the food that your probiotic needs in order to be able to work at its optimum. So when you're taking your probiotic, that's something you want to take at night before you go to bed. So like she was talking about, you want to have it in the evening while your gut is resting. It's not taking in food and having to bring in all the extra acids to digest things. Now, our Glow is one of our newest products. I love it. It's for hair and nails. It helps you to glow. I noticed that my little crow's feet, they went bye-bye. Within about a month, I was really pleased. I was like, wow, this is pretty good stuff. So this is a product that's new and it has remarkable results. You will be so happy within the first consumption of your bottle, the first 30 days. It's absolutely amazing. Our next product is Vitality. This is, again, one of my favorites because I actually use this instead of energy drinks. I keep it with me, especially when I'm traveling or if I have to make a long drive and I may be tired coming back in the evening time. Instead of having an energy drink, because it was actually designed by a urologist as a vasodilator, it increases blood flow and circulation. It's great for heart health. It brings oxygen to the brain, so it gives you clarity. It's a fantastic product. And if you're just having one of those days where you feel tired and drudgery and you're just exhausted and you can't seem to get over the hump with it, Vitality is your key. Our next product is a new one again. It's called Renew. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with what NMN is, our product, Renew, comes from a natural source. And as a result, this particular source actually lengthens your telomeres. Some products that are on the market these days, they hold your telomeres where they are. And what that is, when babies are born, they learn so fast, they're able to learn to walk and crawl and talk and do all these things so quickly, right? And then as we age, things start breaking down. Well, what happens is the length of your telomeres are just getting worn off, right, with age. Well, this is a product that actually helps to lengthen it. So it's kind of like the fountain of youth, right? It's magnificent. Personally, I have a great testimony of this. I had no short-term memory for 20 years from the same car accident that I took the medicine and went blind from. Within just a few weeks, I started noticing huge difference in my short-term memory starting to come back. And now after 6 months actually about 8 months of using the product, my memory's like at 90%. I love this product. Our next product is the glycoslim. And this is something that Rajiv was talking about. It's absolutely fantastic. When you're stopping your fast, when you're breaking your fast, to be able to take the glycoslim on the start of your morning, 30 minutes before you eat, you're breaking your fat, whatever you're breaking your fast with, it helps to balance your insulin levels for insulin sensitivity. This is fantastic because guess what happens? If you're not having the spikes and the valleys, then your body is able to maintain. My husband was on insulin after taking the glycoslim. He was on it for a couple of months. Now he's not on insulin at all. So we can tell you there's a ton of testimonies. I want to have a focus today on our defense though, the patch and the vitality. These three products are absolutely fabulous. And the reason being, with the flu season the way it is, the daily defense is so imperative. I'm a good example. When you don't take it and you're around people, you're going to get sick because you're not keeping your immune system at its optimum. And our daily defense literally gives your body the nutrients that are necessary to fight off the bacteria, the viruses, and the things that we come around that are quite common. Now, I'm going to talk about the patch in just a minute, but I want to jump over to vitality. As I mentioned earlier about it being a vasodilator, because of this, it's also fantastic for people. Forget the blue pill. We've got vitality. If you want to stay awake at night and have some quality time with your sweetheart, definitely take this before you decide to have quality time, and you'll be very excited at your results. Now, the other amazing thing about this product is that when you take in combination any of these products that the Nutriveda line has, and you also use the patch, the nano particulates of the CBD isolate, this patch does not have THC or CBN that converts to THC, so you don't have to worry about lighting up a test. And what's amazing is because it's a CBD isolate, it makes the receptors for the cannabinoid system function at its optimum. And what that means is the other products that you're taking, you're not going to have to take as much because guess what? Your body's able to utilize it at a much higher rate. Now, what I'd like to do is share with you how you can get our products. Well, I was going to walk you through the process, but it doesn't look like the recording is not working right now. So, for those of you, I apologize. We're having a technical difficulty on the recording right now. But what we can do, here she comes. Lady of the hour, Miss Anna. So one of the things that's incredible is that we have the Nutriveda collection has come in and opened up putting their products on a platform called We Are One. The We Are One platform actually is an opportunity for you to be able to share links. It's kind of like, imagine you go to the grocery store and you find a good deal on something, you want to share it with your friends, right? Well, this is a platform you can do the same thing. You're going to have the opportunity to not only share the products that are available through the We Are One platform from Nutriveda, but you are going to be able to have, here, let me get all these lovely things out of the way. You're going to be able to have all sorts of opportunities to be able to talk about, there's information on the platform about the products, how they work, what they're used for. You're able to share the links with people because you find good deals. And like the specials and the sales that we have, well, guess what? Now you have an opportunity to do the same thing. Whenever you find a good deal, if you see a movie you like, you share it with your friend, right? But do you get a kickback from it? No. Now you're going to have an opportunity to do this where you not only can share it with your friend, but you're going to have the opportunity to be able to benefit by sharing with them the things that you love, enjoy, and participate in. And by them buying the products, you're going to have the opportunity to enjoy them as well. All right, Miss Anna, it's okay. It's all right. We're going to go to the next slide. So one of the things I'd like you to do is to please take a screenshot of this, because this is our morning power call. And what we do is at 8:30 in the morning, we have a meet and greet. At 8:45, we have a meditation. And at 9 o'clock, we have an education motivational time that goes for about a half an hour. Now, remember I was telling you about the opportunity to be able to have more information? Well, another place you can go is carebeyond.online/training. And again, remember we were talking about the probiotic? Here's our BOGO. All you have to do when you go to the website, whoever brought you to the site tonight, please feel free to get back with them. They'll get you set up so that you can get your discount, and the discount code is gut health in all capital letters. Now, January 25th, what are we focused on? We are focused on magnetic wealth and success. As you can see, she's watering her money tree. We want to create some natural abundance. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that with I am statements. I am a living magnet for wealth. I am healthy and vibrant. I am happy and joyous. I'm healthy. I'm wealthy. Whatever your I am is, that's what you want to put in. The next thing that we do is we want to save money on a daily basis. That might be a little bit, it might be a little bit more than some of the average person. You could save pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, dollars, doesn't matter what it is. Put it aside on a daily basis. The next thing we want to do is to study wealth principles on a daily basis. When we're listening to positive, uplifting things that have to do with other people's successes, when we learn from other folks, guess what? We're gaining more tools in our chest. Now, the next is to express gratitude on a daily basis for the things that we've been blessed with. What have you been blessed with that you know is a gift from God, right? I personally have a magnificent husband. I've been blessed to have these products because guess what? We're talking about wealth seeds. What is a wealth seed? We're planting our tree of life, our tree, our financial abundance. And when we're planting and doing these seeds, guess what happens? We end up with a huge money tree of abundance. Now, if you came to a crossroads, because that's where you are tonight, you're at a crossroads. What path are you going to take? Are you going to take the one that's well-worn, the one that everybody does? Or are you going to take the path that brings you in to natural, nutraceutical way of health and wellness in your life? Because see, hesitation is something that we don't want to do. We want to avoid hesitation because it causes stagnation. When it comes to planning our lives out, there's actually 3 questions. The first thing is, what do I want to do? What is my outcome? And what's my result? The reason you want to write these things down is because if you don't know what it is you want to do, you know, if you're looking for a healthier body, if you're looking for extra income, you have to sit down and plan it out. If you don't, then it's just a wish. It's not a goal. And what's your outcome? Well, I'm going to be a healthy and vibrant 135 pounds. My girls are firm. I stand up straight and tall. And what's my end result? I am going to be able to do so many more things physically that I haven't been able to do for a long time. And I can tell you, I'm already on that path. So you have to know what the result is that you want to be able to obtain. I was 216 pounds. Now I'm down to 173. I'm jacked up and I'm doing it in a healthy way. We're going to talk about 5 financial decisions. What are 5 financial decisions that you've made in the past? Was it, I'm going to pay my bills on time? Or was it, well, I can put this one off until the next time because you're working you're living payday to payday to payday, right? Well, what we're going to talk about is the decisions that we make financially. Is it based on fear or is it based on faith? Are you fearful that you're not going to be able to pay a bill? Or are you walking in faith that you know that all your needs are met from a higher power? Is it coming from a scarcity or an abundance? When you're coming from scarcity, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill. I don't know how I'm going to take care of the power bill. I don't know how I'm going to pay the mortgage or the gas or whatever the case may be. Or in walking in abundance, I'm so happy and grateful now that everything money flows to me easily and readily on a constant and daily basis, unceasingly. See the difference when you're coming from an abundance place? And the last one is confidence versus clarity. We have to be, confusion, excuse me, not confidence, confusion versus clarity. I'm all about clarity. See, clarity, we have to be clear, concise, specific about what it is we're wanting. In the scriptures, it says, what you speak, so shall it be. So be very careful what you speak, because that creates clarity. What kind of clarity are you creating right now? And we have 7 days financial choices. This is something that's a workout type thing that I want you to write down, because this is an activity. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to journal daily decisions, financial decisions that we're going to work on. Now, here's some things you can do. What wealthy choice are you going to make today that's going to create a difference in your finances over not just the next 7 days? So a wealthy choice would be making phone calls, talking to people about your products, sharing your testimony. These are some wealthy choices, because guess what it does? It helps to expand your business. The next thing is, what is the inner wisdom appearing to you? In other words, when you're doing your daily meditation, what comes to you in that quiet moment? Because those little things are going to whisper to you the decisions and the direction that you need to take. The next thing is, what impact are you going to create by the choices, the financial decisions that you make? Are you making a positive impact, not just in your life, but in the community around you, in your family, your friends, in the community that you want to be a part of and making a difference? And lastly, how did you honor your commitment to abundance? Did you follow through with the prompting that you got to make phone call to talk to somebody? Did you follow through with having that conversation, the follow-up conversation with someone that maybe you met at the grocery store or at the gas station? I meet a lot of people at the gas pump. I'm telling you, that's the best way to start having conversations with people, because they're stuck. They're pumping gas and they can't get away. Just saying. Now, clarity is obviously power. We have to know exactly what it is that we want, and we've got to be specific, because if we're not specific, but again, got to watch what you say, because what you speak, so shall it be, right? So be specific and clear about the direction of what you're wanting. Are you going to be a healthy and vibrant? For me, it's 135 pounds. Success is in the details. We have to be as detailed as possible about what it is that we're wanting and clear about it. Now, our wealth inventory. I'm going to go through this quickly. Get your cameras out, because there's this. If you're with us on the morning calls, you'll know exactly what this is. What are our physical gifts? Sight, smell, touch, sound, right? But also, we have an attitude of gratitude, human relationships. These are all our wealth inventory. We have to have an open mind on all subjects: self-discipline, economic security, the capacity to understand, to love one another, to have to be fearless in all our endeavors, capacity of faith, whatever that is for you, achievement, sharing blessings. Now, the reason I shared with you that list is because it's imperative for us. It says in Habakkuk 2, write your vision upon a tablet. So our vision, our goal, at least mine right now, is to have $10,000 a month in my Anjali business. And the way I'm going to do that was 100 customers, 10 affiliates I'm going to be working with. And as a result, that'll create a black diamond position for me. Now, when we focus on an outcome and not the activities, this is what it's going to look like. We have to stay positive, right? When we're positive, guess what happens? It opens the door for things. When we have clarity and we're specific and in what we're doing, it opens up more opportunities. When we're taking action, we're making the calls, we're sending the emails, we're following up and having conversations, doing three-way calls, that moves another barrier out of the way. And when we're coachable, because you're here, you're obviously coachable. So that's another barrier that's moved out. See, the flow is becoming more and more. And when your belief system shifts to one of abundance and prosperity and health and wellness, then it opens up even more. And when you become decisive in what you're going to attain, guess what? Nothing but abundance flows. So here you go. You're sitting, imagine yourself standing in the stream of abundance that's flowing to you right now, immersing you in health, wellness, and prosperity. When we have a big enough why, we can know our purpose. But I can tell you, purpose, if you got to know what the end result is. Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it for your family? Is it for your friends? Is it for health and wellness? Is it to be able to have an impact in your community? And what's it going to give you? What does your purpose give you? If it's not helping you to feel light and joyous, then it's really not a purpose. Your purpose is all about bringing light and an expression of God's being in your life. And the last thing is, when you have enough reasons to do something, it gives you enough reasons to do anything. And that's what a purpose is about. Now, when we talk about things being specific and measurable, here's what the results are. In order to have a successful business with our Nutriveda products, we need to have at least 10 new customers a week. Now, if you're looking to have extra income, I'm talking to you. If you're looking to be able to just cover the cost of your products, I'm talking to you. So when you have 10 new customers or 5 new affiliates, people who want to do the same thing that you're doing just by sharing your links of the products with people, then you're being specific. The other thing is, make your goal for health and wellness measurable. This is fine. I'm a healthy and vibrant 135 pounds. My girls are firm, my belly's tight, and I stand up straight and tall. Be specific and clear. Another one of mine is my vision is 20/20 without glasses. And you're saying, why would you worry about that, Kim? Well, because I was blind. And God promised me that I was going to be able to see without my glasses, which I can now, I can tell you. However, I want to have 20/20 vision. So I'm being very clear and specific about it. Now, when we are talking about our homework, what we're talking about is, what are our goals? You saw those two lovely ladies in the beginning of the presentation. They set out their goals for the year. You can do the same thing and be a part of our champions board. All you have to do is send in your year goals, write your perfect day, be specific in detail about it, and put what is the most important thing that's in your mind, in your forefront of your mind, because what you conceive and believe you can achieve. Now, I'm going to go quickly through this to share with you how our marketing plan works. The We Are One platform has an incredible bonus that when you earn $500 in commission between just after midnight on Saturday to just before midnight on Friday, when you earn 500, they give you a $500 bonus. When you earn 1,000, they give you a $1,000 bonus. When you earn 2,000, they match it with 2,000. And when you've earned $4,000 in commission, you just earned another $4,000 bonus. My dears, champions, that is $8,000 in income in a week's time. Could you use a little extra cash? Now, let me show you how this works. Remember, we were talking about sharing it with our friends? When I give you this example, it's going to be based on people doing the exact same thing you do. So you've got 5 friends that want to do the same thing that you're doing. So they're going to have 5 friends that are going to do the same. And what they're doing is we're having a conversation with 6 families that get 2 Nutriveda collections. I can tell you, my husband and I, when we first got involved with the Nutriveda business, They only had 4 products. Now we have a full line of products, and you can get all of the products, 2 full sets, and the commissions that you receive off of 6 families is $526.56. When your team does exactly the same thing, you're going to earn a commission of $1,316.40. Now, why is this important? Because when you have other folks doing the same thing you're doing, you just received an extra $1,000 bonus from the We Are One platform because you earned over $1,000 in commissions. Now, if you do this on a weekly basis, that's $2,316.40. Imagine doing this over a month. That's $9,265. But I didn't include the $526 you earned on your own 5 friends. So that literally comes to $9,792.16. Folks, this is incredible. God bless you. This is incredible because guess what happens? That gives you an opportunity to be able to, Bob, come join me for a moment, please.
Okay.
He's coming in from outside. So this is going to give you an opportunity to see, catch that light for a second, honey, to be able to see how our products work. Now, Mr. Law, right in.
Ram.
So what caught your attention most about the products and what you saw? Was it a product or the extra income? What was the biggest interest for you?
Well, it was actually both of them, but mostly the income. You know, everybody can use. I can use an extra $500 a week.
Okay, all right. So when you say you could use an extra $500 a week, how would you, is that to pay bills or to be able to save for a vacation?
Oh, save for vacation. You know, you need to put a little bit away every time you get it.
What-
At least 10%.
Where would you go on vacation?
Oh man, someplace where it's warm now.
I'm with you on that one. You know, I feel the same way. I love to go on vacations, and I felt like many times I'm struggling to be able to have the extra income I was looking for to be able to go on vacations and to do some of the fun things with my kids and family. But I found that when I became a part of the Nutriveda business, it gave me the extra income and the revenue stream to be able to do things I wanted to do. And I was able to cover the cost of my products at the same time. Would you say you're coachable?
Well, yeah, I can. You know, everything.
Okay, well,
Give me a good reason to do stuff. I can do it. Yeah.
some people like to reinvent the wheel and some people don't. So do you like to reinvent the wheel or do you like to learn from people who have already done
Oh,
it?
I learned from people who've already done it.
Awesome. That sounds wonderful. Well, let me ask you a quick question. Based on what you've seen tonight, which product is it that you'd like to move forward with? We have good, better, and best. So good is our packs of 2 packs of Ambrosia for $89.
Mm-hmm.
Our next pack is the better one, which is our limitless stack. We went over the health and wellness for that. And the best one is actually our Nutriveda collection for the $325.
Gosh, I need a little bit of help in all those areas.
Okay. So you'd like to start with the 2 Nutriveda collections?
Sure.
Great. That sounds fantastic. Thank you so much. And let me take you to the website that we can get you signed up right away. And did you know that you can share links from your website with your family and friends and even people that you meet? And
My website?
you're-
I get my own website?
you get a free website.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That sounds good.
Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Now we have a morning call.
Huh?
And it actually is at 8:30. It starts with a chit chat and meet and greet.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to this number, the 954-947-5497. And at 8:45, we have a meditation. 3 magnificent people that come in and do meditations throughout the week. And that goes from about 8:45 to 9 o'clock. And then we have a variety of different people that come in from 9 to about 9:30 that do education and motivational talks. Is that
good?
Yeah. And we also have a great website so you can get extra resources about the products. It's carebeyond.online/training. You'll be able to get a whole bunch of extra wonderful information there. Now,
Back outside.
all right. Thank you so much for your help. I appreciate you being here today. This is a disclaimer. What I shared with you earlier You know, I'm not going to say that the products are going to do for you the same thing it did for me or my husband, but I can tell you, you're going to be very happy with whatever results you get because it's amazing. And as far as the finances go, the same thing. You know, what's easy not to do is also easy to do. So if you choose to be a part of this, we're here to support you. And folks, I'd like to open it back up for any questions that you might have. Please feel free to unmute. We'd love to hear from you and answer any questions that you have. And thank you for being here tonight. You don't have to raise your hand. You can just unmute.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. My number is 520-979-7812. Miss Lena, Dr. Jana.
Is that, Coach, is that your credit card number?
Not quite, Rajiv. A few digits missing
No,
there.
she sold the 2 packs. I mean the two
Yeah, the two
Veda packs.
Nutriveda
I thought
collection.
Coach was just ordering right away.
We
There
got
you
a
go.
founder. We
Talk
got a
about-
founder. We got a founder that's funny. But as you can see, we have a great company, and that is our water pitcher. We've got a great marketing program, and we've got a new team that have surrounded and caught the vision. Now we just got to cast a bigger vision and start building. Start building. And we are in for an unbelievable run. Next Monday, I'm going to be talking about our fundraiser, and the fundraising can literally move your customer base by a couple hundred to a couple thousand. But for that tonight, if you've got any questions, just call me personally. I'll answer them. And I just want to thank everyone. We did training on Thursdays. We're going to do training. That's my alarm telling me that in 1 minute at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock I shut down. And so that's it. But for the training, it's going to be between 45 and 55 minutes. We have so much to share with you. We want to get you to a 6-figure and above income. So good night. God bless you and thank you.